Boston and Portland, a rivalry that has become one of the most competitive in the NBA. Last year in Portland was no exception. With time running out, the Trailblazers were ahead by 2, but Larry Bird hit a 15-footer to send the game into overtime. In the overtime, the Regal Bird capped off a 47-point, 14-rebound, 11-assist night with a jump shot to win it for Boston. Tonight, under a full moon on Friday the 13th, it's the Celtics and Trailblazers.
TBS Sports presents NBA Basketball, America's Game. TBS Sports coverage of the NBA is brought to you by Honda, who invite you to experience the Civic hatchback at your local Honda dealer. And by Miller Lite. For great taste, there is only one light beer. And by Skin Bracer. It's skin care that feels good. Skin Bracer Aftershave by Menon.
The 425th consecutive sellout at Memorial Coliseum in Portland, Oregon for the Portland Trailblazers and the Boston Celtics. Along with Rick Barry, this is Bob Neal. Hello, everybody. These Boston Celtics and Portland Trailblazers only play 2 games a year, but on these recent lineups of the last couple of years, it's provided one of the best matchups in the NBA. Last year, Portland was the only team to beat Boston at Boston Garden, and then Boston came here to Portland, where the Trailblazers are historically tough, and won in that very dramatic and exciting overtime basketball game. And Rick, you have to look at the matchups. Of course, with Boston, the household names such as Parrish and McHale and Bird and Ainge and Johnson, but these Portland Trailblazers have some players that match up very well with Boston.
Well, yes, indeed they do, Bob. And I think it's really strange about the NBA because a lot of teams will match up very well like Portland against Boston. And then you go to a weaker ball club and Portland will have a lot of difficulty with them. That makes it very interesting to watch NBA confrontations. But the Trailblazers have a Johnson of their own who's been very effective for them, and that's Steve Johnson in the center position. He has really gained his confidence. He is doing the type of things inside that have made him one of the key players on the success of this Portland ball club. He has problems with his size playing defense, but he has the quickness offensively, and he's a man that has to be contended with by the Boston Celtics and K.C. Jones. But the big effort that they're going to have to put forth, the Trailblazers that is on the boards. They have to control their defensive boards. They have to play good defense, try and force the Celtics into a more up-tempo game. They need to use the speed and the quickness and the youth that they have. If they do that, they have a chance.
Now, you'd think Portland might have a little bit of an edge because Boston just played in Golden State and Oakland just last night. Boston won big. 4 of the 5 starters scored 20 points or more. So the Celtics, with a little bit of a depth problem in some people's minds, come here to play 2 games back-to-back. Now, we'll be back with the opening lineups and the tip-off right after this, but let's go back to our studios in Atlanta. Here's Charlie Neal.
Okay, thank you very much, Bob. Coming up at halftime, a look at all of the action on this Friday night in the NBA, including Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls hosting the Seattle Supersonics. You see Michael going in with a scoop shot right there. The Sonics trying to snap a 4-game losing streak, but the Bulls have lost only 6 games at home this season, and right now Seattle has a 1-point lead. That game is in the 3rd quarter. Injuries are plaguing a lot of teams in the league, some of the top teams, in fact. I'll have more on that, plus a feature with Portland center Sam Bowie, who's missed 45 games with a broken leg. All that and more coming up at halftime. And Bob and Rick will be back with tonight's starting lineups in just a moment. Stay with us.
All right, there you are, the 425th consecutive sellout at Memorial Coliseum. Let's look at the starting lineups for tonight's ball game. The Boston Celtics and the Portland Trailblazers. The Boston Celtics are tied with Portland, with L.A., with the best record in basketball, 36-12, 8.5 games ahead of Philadelphia. And for Portland's 30-20, and they are 7 games behind the Los Angeles Lakers. And there is K.C. Jones, who was a coach of the East team in the All-Star game. That's getting to be a real habit. That was the 4th year in a row for him. And new coach Mike Schuler, who's done a nice job here at Portland, had some changes, had problems with Walter Berry, traded him. Kevin Duckworth came here to provide some backup center help. Sam Bowie went out with injuries, and Mike Schuler's got this club playing well. 6-game winning streak at home. There are the starting lineups. This game is underway. Danny Ainge controls for the Boston Celtics.
Interesting matchup you'll see here. Defensively, it's going to be Vandeweghe on Bird, but when down the other end, Bird will probably go against Jones, and McHale will be on Vandeweghe.
Into Parrish. He got it past Steve Johnson. And Parrish with an easy 2, and the Celtics go out in front.
And that's the problem that Steve Johnson has against the big men inside. He does not have the height nor the size to be able to play against those men effectively. On defense, that is.
Caldwell Jones playing since Kenny Carr's been hurt. Back to Steve Johnson, and it's 2-2.
And again, penetration will cause those problems for you. Robert Parrish forced to try and pick up the penetrating Porter, and that left Johnson open for the easy 2.
Opening moments of play from Portland, Oregon. It's been raining out on the West Coast all week long. Boston out here. This is the third in an 8-game, 12-day road trip for Boston. Porter gives it to Vandeweghe. Usually doesn't miss that one. There's a rebound over the back. Caldwell Jones, but he loses to Ainge. Dennis Johnson, point guard for Boston. Ainge, the number 2 guard. Kevin McHale against Caldwell Jones. Scoops it inside. It'll count on the continuation, and the foul will be on Caldwell Jones.
Now, Kevin McHale just gave a real sweet move that time to the defender as he made the move to the inside. But watch Caldwell now, a little fake as he paused, and then he made the quick move. He just gave a little pause move on it, froze Caldwell Jones, and as he saw Caldwell Jones stop his movement, he made a little quick move to the inside to get the little scoop shot, the foul, and the 3-point play now.
5-2 Celtics, 10:45 to go first quarter. Opening moments from Portland. Here's Terry Porter out of Wisconsin Stevens Point. Clyde Drexler, high slam and jam to Houston. Vandeweghe, who misses. And Steve Johnson with the rebound. 5-4 Celtics. Parrish sweeps past Steve Johnson, and that's going to be a matchup to watch all along, because if Parrish can move that easily, he can really load up some points here. Here's Porter from long range. Porter, one of those rare NAIA players from Wisconsin Stevens Point to be taken in the first round of the draft. And it's proven to be successful. He's second in the NBA in assists, 8.5 a game. Dennis Johnson. 9-6 Celtics. Terry Porter looking for Steve Johnson against Parrish. Gets double team help from Danny Ainge. And the foul's on Parrish.
We see Robert Parrish with the move as Ainge comes in to help out, but the good quick step inside and the contact with the body, and both Ainge and Parrish had hit Steve Johnson, and the official had his choice. He gave it to Robert Parrish, however, and that's not good for the Celtics, because if Robert Parrish gets into foul trouble, they do not have Bill Walton ready to come in on the bench this season.
Steve Johnson from Oregon State University. 8th in the league in field goal percentage.
I asked him before the game, Bob, why he felt he was playing so well. He said, well, Rick, I'm just getting the minutes, and also the team is going to me. And so as a result, he's been able to do the things he always thought that he could do, but never had the opportunity to do it. And since that's happened, his confidence level has just raised tremendously.
Bird on the fadeaway. It is 11-7 Celtics, 9:27 to go first quarter. Terry Porter quickly down court. Drexler against Johnson. To Caldwell Jones. Vandeweghe likes to shoot it from there. Gets it for 3. Kiki Vandeweghe. 6th in the league in scoring. Here's Danny Ainge missing from the corner, and Caldwell Jones with the rebound. Drexler applied the drive. Whoa! Picked his pocket. Bird wanted to go behind his back for the pass, thought better of it, and then missed the shot. Drexler. And all of a sudden, the Blazers have the lead, 12-11. Danny Ainge left open for the shot. Was for 3, but he misses. 2 or 3 key rebounds by Caldwell Jones early here. He's playing in place of the injured Kenny Carr. Drexler comes back, misses this one. Rebound Parrish. Celtics want to run. But look at that, 4 of the Trailblazers back, so Larry Bird will go into the half-court offense, which means that. 8:14 to go, first quarter. Now Celtics lead by 1.
Well, they're playing an up-tempo ball game right now, and this is what Mike Schuller wanted. However, the Celtics are going basket for basket with them.
Caldwell Jones, the jump hook. On the board hard, McHale with a foul.
Well, the Celtic big men that time did not do a good job of controlling the defensive boards, and they gave those extra opportunities to the Trailblazers, and they capitalized on it as Caldwell Jones came up with the miss. Gets the rebound back, a long rebound over the head of McHale, and McHale across the arm on that foul, as you see it on the replay.
Caldwell Jones, second oldest player in the NBA, second only to Kareem. He's 38 years old, his 13th in his 14th year, and has 5 rebounds already in this game. And look at the score, 13-13 on Friday the 13th. Wouldn't you know he'd missed the free throw?
Lane violation.
Oh, he's going to get another chance at a lane violation.
Yeah, you know, you wonder about Kenny Carr has the bad back, the herniated disc, and he's, of course, a tremendous rebounder, 9th in the league, but Caldwell Jones replacing him quite well.
Doing a very nice job. Kenny Carr said he would be back hopefully 10 days to 3 weeks, so at least they'll know he'll have him back in time for playoffs.
Now it's 14-13. I'm glad those 13s went away. Just soon see the Celtics 13 go away, too. They're in their Irish green lucky uniforms. There's McHale doing what he does best.
Well, that's what Mike Schuller was concerned about, controlling the defensive boards. They had done a good job of it up until that last effort, but again, the long rebound, we've seen quite a few of them so far here this evening.
McHale with 5. Caldwell Jones got past Larry Bird, almost got the lucky basket. Bird went for the steal, gave Caldwell Jones the opening. Danny Ainge with his first foul of the ball game.
As Bird making the bad gamble, Ainge with a good job to come over to help out. Actually, he ran by, and it was Caldwell Jones' left arm that banged against Danny Ainge. Ainge really didn't make any contact on that play, but yet he got called for the foul. And it was almost a minor miracle, that ball going in the basket.
You know, Caldwell Jones, who's been playing about 30 minutes a game since Kenny Carr's been hurt, was only playing about 15. And at 38, you wonder how long Caldwell Jones can continue playing 30, 35 minutes a game.
Well, Bob, I've been always a big believer that the NBA never really took full advantage of the experienced ball players. And they always tried to say that when the man gets to be 34, 35 years old, his value was really not that much to the ball club. I really think there's no substitute for experience, and a lot of older players should be playing a little bit longer with less of a capacity.
There's Robert Parrish over Steve Johnson. It's 17-14 Celtics, 7:16 to go first quarter. Porter, nice pass to Steve Johnson, inside, double pumps, but he trapped. No basket.
That was a good call by Jake O'Donnell. Johnson made the nice fake and got the men airborne, but he did drag the pivot foot.
Larry Bird has 4 points in this game. McHale is almost unstoppable down there. I don't know who can really stop him consistently once he's posted.
Well, the guys in the locker room was Bird and Johnson and those fellows, as Ainge makes a good steal, said that Michael Thompson plays him well. Now he's with the Lakers.
There's McHale on the Boston break after the Ainge steal, and Boston gets the easy hoop, and it's 21-15. Yeah, there's the big trade today. Los Angeles trading Peter Goodmanson, who's on the injured list, and Frank Rakowski to San Antonio for Michael Thompson, former Trailblazer also.
Well, the consensus of opinion, Bob, is the fact that of the Boston Celtic players that trade helped the Lakers.
No question about it. 21-15 Celtics, 6:25 to go, quarter number 1. All right, let's take a look at the TBS efficiency rating, our effort to help you keep up with the contribution, the overall contributions of a player in a game. Remember, we add up all the positives, subtract the minuses. Player scoring above 20 is excellent, below 10, not very good. A couple of players to give you an interesting example going into tonight's action are Robert Parrish and Steve Johnson. We talked about the matchup. You see Parrish efficiency rating a lot better than Steve Johnson's, although his isn't bad.
Well, Robert Parrish does a few more things than Steve Johnson. Steve has been a big force for them on the offensive end of the court, and the way our efficiency rating is put together, a player who just really does a lot of scoring is not going to score anywhere near as high as someone who contributes in all other areas.
And we're going to take a look at Larry Bird and Kiki Vandeweghe, the two forwards who are matched up here tonight. And you'll see that really proves to be true in that area, as Vandeweghe one-dimensional in the sense that scoring is certainly what he primarily brings to the game. 6:25 to go, first quarter. Celtics 21, Blazers 15. 11 seconds on the shot clock, but Vandeweghe didn't need that. He shot a knuckleball up there and missed.
McHale made him change the shot. I think he may have actually gotten a piece of it.
Boston by 6. Bird with a pass inside to Steve Johnson, and here's a 3-on-2 to Vandeweghe. That was a strange break, but very effective. But look how quickly the Celtics come back. Nice move by Steve Johnson on the double clutch, and all of a sudden it's a 2-point Celtics lead. They led by 6 only 30 seconds ago.
This is what they want. They want to try and get the game into a running, fast-breaking game, and they need to do it by playing good defense and controlling the defensive boards, coming up with some steals. They got the misses that time.
McHale. Steve Johnson with a rebound. Johnson with 4 rebounds already in the ball game. Caldwell Jones with 5. Here's Jones getting around the Bird. Steve Johnson can't control it. We've got a jump ball. McHale and Johnson.
Play inside to Caldwell Jones. He gets through the baseline, and the play knocked loose, and then everybody going down after it. Hustled by McHale and Johnson as they tie up for the loose ball.
Johnson kind of stole that jump ball to Vandeweghe. He hits this one just inside the three-point line. 23-9 on the three-point line. That was about 22. It's tied at 21. 5 minutes to go, first quarter.
See both teams shooting exceptionally well here, and a steal by Porter.
That was illegal. Trailblazers by 2. They were down by 6. Timeout, Boston. 4:49 to go, first quarter.
Grand larceny at its best. Porter gets knocked into by Ainge, decides to sneak around on Parrish, who thought he went with Danny. Big surprise for Robert, and 2 points for the Trailblazers. Nice play by Porter.
Terry Porter's averaging about 12.5 points a game, but the thing he does best is that. Plays some great defense, very quick hands, and 5th in the NBA in assists with 8.5 a game. Blazers by 2 points. Danny Ainge. Gets past Porter, behind the back to Parrish. McHale.
They got to screen Kevin McHale off the boards every time. Otherwise, he's going to do just what he did on that last play.
He has 11 to lead all scorers in the game. Caldwell Jones over Bird. Caldwell Jones. He has 5, including his 5 rebounds. Ainge. The Bird against Vandeweghe. Wide open Ainge for 3. Danny Ainge.
Ainge had a big game last night against Golden State.
He was 3 for 3 with his 3-pointers. Bird kept it alive behind Steve Johnson. It's 4-on-3. Bird for 3. Jones with his 6th rebound. 25-26. Blazers trail by 1. Drexler puts them in the lead. 27-26 Portland. 3:38 to go, first quarter. Good offensive basketball to open this ball game. Wide open full court game. Oh, beautiful move by Parrish, but he lost the handle of the ball. He outran the ball, I think.
Robert made a quick spin as Jim Paxson comes into the game for the Trailblazers. He caught Johnson flat-footed. I think he went so fast that he couldn't control the ball. Surprised himself.
13 seconds on the shot clock. Drexler all over Dennis Johnson, gets the Parrish pick. Paxson just came in for Porter, as Rick told you. Parrish shoots over Steve Johnson. Robert Parrish. Parrish now has 8 points. And the Celtics go up by 1 as we're on a seesaw in the first quarter. Nice pass to Steve Johnson. Scoops it in. Steve Johnson. He has 9.
Good motion that time on the part of the Portland Trailblazers, especially Steve Johnson, very active offensively.
McHale against Jones. Shot clock to 8. Dennis Johnson on the baseline missing. McHale with a tip in.
Well, that time the penetration by Dennis Johnson caused the defensive switch, and Caldwell Jones had to go to help the stop the man who was penetrating. That left McHale wide open again to get another tip in.
Here it comes again, Rick. Guess how many points McHale has on this Friday the 13th?
13, I bet.
Drexler to Vandeweghe. Jackson on the return pass. Shot clock down to 3. They don't get the shot away. Ainge almost stole it, disrupted the offense. Drexler couldn't get the shot away. It'll belong to Boston. 30-29 Celtics, 2:11 to go, first quarter. There's Mike Schuler.
Yeah, and Steve Jones in the background, a former player who whipped me in tennis today at Dirty Rat.
He's still, that doesn't happen very often. I'm going to maybe get up a little wager next time on that one. Here's Parrish. Rebound Paxson. I'll bet on you the next time, though, knowing your competitive nature. Vandeweghe. Beautiful move by Kiki, taking it to the hole. Vandeweghe with 9. 31-30 Portland. Parrish. Travel. And we'll go over to Portland, leading by 1 with 1:42 to go in the quarter.
Actually looked like Robert had gotten tripped by Paxson, who dropped back in. Let's see if we can see it. Now watch Paxson, the right of your screen, come back in. Robert comes in here. Paxson moves. Watch the foot right there. He kicked him with his left foot against Robert's right foot, which made him move that right foot and caused the traveling.
Jerome Kersey handling the ball just in for Portland. Steve Johnson going right past Parrish for the jam.
The quickness of Johnson causes a problem for the opposing centers. That's why he's been such a factor for them.
Blazers by 3. A lot of East Coast viewers don't get a chance to see the teams like Portland on television a whole lot. And that's why you may not know as much about Steve Johnson as you'd like. Danny Ainge missing. Steve Johnson rebounding.
And 3 wide shirts and only 1 green one underneath the boards. They're doing a good job controlling.
Kersey missing. It's Bird to Ainge. 3 against 4. Ainge pulls up and hits it. Now 1 point Portland lead with 58 seconds to go in the quarter. It's been a beautiful first quarter.
Well, the type of pace that the Trailblazers wanted, the Celtics staying right with them.
Remember, the Celtics played last night down in Oakland. Drexler fouled by Parrish. That's his second. And here comes the bench help. Darren Day into the ball game. Greg Kite for the Boston Celtics. And we're also going to get Kevin Duckworth.
Oh, I'm not even ready for this.
This is my favorite guy because of the duck bill, the duck walk, the duck hook.
Duck in, duck out.
It's caught on here in Portland. As a matter of fact, they're handing out duck calls and duck bills to some of the crowd. Rick got a chance to take a look at one earlier, and now Jerry Seasting comes in for Dennis Johnson as the second units are on the floor. Seasting out of Purdue. And there's Darren Day, number 20, stepping in his place out of UCLA.
Now, this is where the Trailblazers should really try to capitalize if they can. They certainly have, I think, more depth than Boston Celtics. It's the Celtics starters who really are the ones that carry the load for Boston.
Trailblazers by 2, 37 seconds to go in the quarter. Ainge got around Paxson. Attempted to get it to Kite, missed it. It belonged to Boston with 33 seconds to go in the quarter. What'd you think of the duck bill, Rick?
I don't know. You judge for yourself.
What do you think? Courtesy Kevin Duckworth. Danny Ainge to McHale. And it's tied at 34. 25 seconds to go in the quarter. Paxson, Duckworth, Caldwell Jones, and Jerome Kersey in there for Portland right now.
Some guys will do anything to get on the air.
I know. I would have, if I'd have known I'd have had my picture on TV, I'd have gladly worn the duck bill. Shot clock down to 6. 5, 4, Paxson. Missing. Loose ball foul. May have been on Duckworth. It is. Duckworth only weighs 280 pounds from Eastern Illinois University. He was drafted by San Antonio, came in the trade for Walter Ferris. 2 seconds left in the quarter. Kite can't get the shot away. At the end of 1, it's knotted at 34. We've got a beauty on our hands here, which is not surprising when these two teams get together. Stay with us from Portland, Oregon. A plethora of NBA action coming your way. Monday, it'll be the Nets at Milwaukee. Skip Carey, Bill Russell have that ball game for you, 8:05 Eastern Time. Then Thursday, Rick and I will be in Houston to see these Celtics play Houston. And then on Friday, the Lakers will be at Chicago with Mel Proctor, Red Auerbach.
You do that right. They gave us a sheet of paper. It says Thursday, Celtics, Houston. You guys are the talent.
You and me, you guys. There are the stats at the end of the first quarter. You see Portland shooting 61 to 57 on a percentage in Portland. tied in the game thanks to 3 more free throws. You can hear duck calls. There's Casey Jones. You can hear duck calls going off all over this building tonight as they handed out duck calls and duck bills to fans tonight. So it sounds like it's hunting season here.
Well, as you say, Duckworth has found a home, and what more appropriate place than in the wet and damp Pacific Northwest. I mean, this is the Ducks' haven.
Duck weather. There's a duck pick for Paxson. Off the screen set for the 280-pound Kevin Duckworth. He's providing that backup center help. Of course, Sam Bowie out with the injury.
Celtics with 4 reserves in the ball game. Should be interesting to see how well they do in this stretch.
Seasting ties it at 36. Jerome Kersey, Paxson, Porter, Duckworth, and Vandeweghe in there for Portland right now. Kersey, quick move, and they're calling goaltending on Greg Kite.
Well, see, that's one of the advantages of the great jumping ability of Kersey, who we saw in our slam dunk coverage on All-Star Saturday. He got so high when he actually released the ball, as you'll see him come across the middle, he's actually just shooting the ball down towards the basket. Look how high he is. Now it's going down, so when Kite blocks it, it's goaltending.
Here's Sam Vincent, about 17. Sam Vincent, second year from Michigan State. Only playing about 10 minutes a game.
Jerome wanted to dunk that one, but he was just a little bit too far out.
We'll probably see a Kersey dunk here. Finished second in that competition. You picked him as his dark horse, second to Michael Jordan. Nice pass to Paxson. He's fouled, and he gets the continuation.
Loose ball foul is going to be on Kite away from the ball. You watch Kite battling with Duckworth. Now locked down the middle. Paxson comes. He continues. And now Kite had banged against Duckworth before the actual play went. But Jake O'Donnell ruled that the play should continue even though the foul had occurred before he shot the ball. That's very unusual to see that, a foul off the ball and letting the play go.
Bird back into the ball game.
And they're trying to put Paxson on the line. You see, Jim Paxson was just up on the line. And Jake says, wait a second.
This is an interesting
guy.
Three-point conversion situation.
Yes.
That's the first time I've seen it for sure this year. Duckworth goes to the free throw line. He only plays about 10 minutes a game.
That's about 10 more than he was getting when he was with San Antonio.
Exactly. Mike Sheeler said he's happy with the contribution this young man has made.
Well, they're happy down there with Walter Berry.
No tips. Celtics ball with 13 seconds on the shot clock. It's 41-38 Portland. Sam Vincent to Bird. Shot clock to 5. Bird against Kersey. How did he get around Kersey?
Because Kersey was leaning against him, and when a guy leans against you, you know exactly where he is. You can feel his weight, and you know which way you can go to beat him.
It's 41-40. Trailblazers by 1. 10-16 to go in the quarter. Duckworth on the floor. Nice hustle by the rookie. Shot clock to 5 for 3. Far short from Paxson. Has not been shooting as well this year as he has in past years. Vincent to Seasting, but Paxton knocks it out of bounds. Trailblazers by 1. We're talking about Walter Berry. He has really come around.
Now here's Larry Bird. And they see Kersey leaning. He knows he's on his right side, so if I spin left, I've gotten beat because he's on my right hip.
Vincent gets past Porter. He's fouled.
They're counting the basket.
They're going to count a goaltending on that.
Now let's see if the ball was indeed on his downward path. As you see the good penetration on the part of Vincent. Now he goes up for the shot. Kersey coming up. The ball looked like it was still going up to me, Bob.
And it didn't appear to be above the cylinder either, although that angle couldn't give you exactly. Jerome Kersey, great, tremendous leaping ability. Kersey from Longwood College in Virginia, another NAIA school. I'm going to pick up and tell you about Walter Berry. As you know, he was unhappy not playing at all here in Portland. Went to San Antonio, and he's really doing well down there. In a moment, we'll tell you a little bit about how he's doing. Up to it. Vandeweghe misses badly now. Celtics by 2, 9:33 to go in the quarter.
Casey Jones has to be very pleased with the job that this group is doing.
Kite. Seasting. Wanted to go back to Kite, but didn't see it, and it'll belong to Portland. At Portland, Walter Berry was averaging 1.9 points just not playing at all. In San Antonio, 14.5 points, shooting 57%, playing about 20 minutes a game.
Well, he's happy there. He had a bad attitude when he was here. It changed when he went to San Antonio. This will happen with a lot of players. We talk so much, Bob, about a player being in the right place at the right time, and this is certainly the case with Walter Berry as Johnson comes back into the ballgame. Walter was not pleased here. He had the bad attitude. I'm not saying that was the right thing at all for him to be doing, but now he's in a situation that he likes. He's gotten on a team that's giving him a chance to play, and he's performing for them.
Seasting with the foul that belonged to the Trailblazers. 2 team fouls on the Celtics, 1 team foul for the Blazers. 9:03 to go in this quarter. Paxson really having trouble with his long-range shooting in this quarter. Sam Vincent. Nice feed to Darren Day. Darren Day, Michael Holton, Kiki Vandeweghe have something in common. See if you can think of what it is, basketball fans. Porter down the lane, blocked by Bird. He was fouled first. And I think that's on Seasting also.
I want to get a close-up of Tom Smith, our director, get a close-up of Steve Johnson right now, if he could, for us. Because Steve Johnson, who's done so much, we've talked a lot about Steve Johnson. This young man, I want you to know that there's someone who beat him out for the Freshman of the Year honors in the Pac-10. And it's a guy that's in our truck right now. A fellow by the name of Kim Belton, our producer.
Kim Belton, our producer from Stanford.
Yes, from Stanford. And although this young man you're seeing here is now making a lot more money than Kim Belton is making.
That's not what I hear. That's not what I hear.
Of course, he doesn't have an expense card, expense account.
The way Kim Belton spends that Ted Turner money, I don't know if you add up all the perks. Celtics 45, Blazers 42, 8:32 to go, second quarter. Larry Bird backing in.
And the Eagle defense, Kiki Vandeweghe, he was decided, they're going to say count the basket instead. He was calling an illegal defense because Kiki Vandeweghe started to go to double team, didn't go, and then they let the play continue and gave him the basket. Very strange indeed. Watch Kiki 55, center of your screen. He starts to go, then he kind of stops. Now he's caught. They're going to go ahead and call it, but Bird continued and took the shot, so they gave him the basket.
Now we've got a call. The foul is on Greg Kite. That's the 4th team foul against the Celtics. Could the official's decision been that he was in the act of shooting when he called the illegal defense?
Obviously, that's what he interpreted.
5-point lead for the Celtics. Kersey from long range. Pulls out. Right there. Pull-up jump shot by Jerome Kersey. Not his strong suit. Bird quickly around Kersey, but he came back and batted it off the glass.
Porter was the one that got the ball on that one, Bob. It was a good move again by Larry Bird as he had Kersey jerking around back and forth. Now he gets him leaning forward. That little lean is all you need to beat the man, but there's Porter with a nice block. And then the foul reaching back in to get the rebound.
3-point Celtic lead, 7:53 to go in the second. We've got some more substitutes coming back into the ballgame now. Robert Parrish re-entering the game for the Celtics.
Those youngsters who are watching the ball game, and for those fellows a little older who like to still go out and play, and there's a lot of them, that's exactly what you need to do in the game. You saw Larry Bird. He didn't try to do things quickly. Just a nice little deliberate kind of fake. Get the defense moving a little bit. And the moment you've got him moving, you can just react to him and go the opposite way, which is exactly what Larry Bird. There was a classic move on the part of Bird.
Steve Johnson at the free throw line. First points in this quarter for Johnson. He had 11 at the end of one. Has 12 now in the game. Steve Johnson's the answer to a trivia question about NCAA field goal percentage. Not giving away the answer. I never know how to say that without giving away the answer. Steve
You
Johnson.
must be wonderful giving surprise parties.
I'm giving you a surprise party. Can you be there at 8 Friday? Yeah, I never figured that out. Celtics by 1, 7:44 remaining in the second quarter. At the conclusion of tonight's game, Rick and I will be selecting the Miller Lite player of the game. Here's Sam Vincent.
Basket by Vincent.
And it's a 3-point Celtics lead. By the way, the answer to that question earlier, speaking of that, about Vandeweghe, Holton, and Darren Day, they all three played together at one time at UCLA. Holton and Day, two of those great rookies. There's a foul away from the ball as Day was trying to fight through a pick. His former teammate.
Well, he did fight through the pick. However, he was holding Kiki as he was fighting through the pick.
That's how he got through there.
1 for Vandeweghe.
And now two of the starters for the Celtics will be coming back in. They got plenty of rest. McHale and Dennis Johnson, along with Clyde Drexler. Casey Jones and sure very pleased to be able to give some of his key players such an extended rest period and to find his team still leading by 2.
Drexler there, number 22. Clyde the Glide. Well, there's a consistent scorer for you. Kiki Vandeweghe has played a big role here in Portland. Everybody talked about that big Denver-Portland trade. A lot of people thought that Denver got the best of it, but Vandeweghe's certainly done a nice job. Nice feed, nice basket. Johnson to Larry Bird.
No, he made that look so easy. That is not an easy shot. He shot it with the right hand, had to put reverse spin on it, and he made it look very simple.
Jackson has it blocked by Parrish. It'll belong to the Trailblazers. And timeout for Portland. We'll be back in just a moment to Memorial Coliseum, sold out for the 425th consecutive time.
From our handheld ground level camera, watch Steve Johnson in the middle of the picture as DJ, who's screened out now behind Drexler, 22, makes the pass to Bird on the cut as he gets past Vandeweghe. Steve Johnson had no idea where Larry Bird was when he made the cut, and it was too late for him to react and help. And as a result, Larry Bird with the nice cut to the basket, the good assist by Dennis Johnson, who you're looking at now, and another 2 points for the Celtics and Larry Bird.
Portland with 24 seconds on the shot clock, trailing the Celtics by 3. There's the percentage. That's Boston shooting nearly 89%. And it's a 1-point Celtics lead. Drexler. Drexler has 7 points.
Bob, can you believe it? The Clippers won a game.
Well, let's hear it for the Los Angeles Clippers beating San Antonio 110-96.
Well, McHale didn't waste any time getting on the scoreboard after that long rest.
17 points already for McHale, and those were his first points in this quarter as he's been on the bench previously. 6:25 remaining in the second. Celtics by 3. Johnson misses the layup. It belonged to Portland. They say Kersey got it off of Bird's leg. That's something Bird would normally pull. Drexler was a mile high when he released that jump shot. 1-point Celtics lead. Vincent got trapped in the corner over there, but Johnson gets open. Something the Celtics do so well is help out the team concept. It's out of bounds, belongs to Boston with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Ainge comes into the ball game for Sam Vincent. Cale. Parrish with a rebound and the fake. He misses it, but he's fouled.
Well, he got a couple members of the old paratrooper club on that little fake that time, and as we have seen happen so often, usually they pay their dues. In that case, Kersey picking up a foul.
His first. And Parrish goes to the free throw line. Parrish is averaging 18 points a game, 10.8 rebounds. He's 10th in the league. And look at the disparity in free throws. Only the 3rd free throw for Boston. Caldwell Jones is in for Kersey. Kersey, one of the better 6 men in the league.
Very exciting player to watch, Bobby. Has great athletic ability. I think all of the coaches will agree to that. He just has to learn how to harness it and use it more effectively, and that will come with time. Fine young man, very enjoyable to talk to. And I told him that I was really proud of him because he helped me to look good when I picked him as the dark horse candidate, so I thanked him for that.
Yeah, he and Michael Jordan put on quite a show. Slam dunk competition on All-Star Saturday. Anyway, he was in it in the long-distance shootout. Paxson down to Steve Johnson. He's 5 out of 6 shooting the ball, but decides to give it up and lose it. 3-point Celtics lead on the run now. McHale has it stripped away. Nice defensive play by Caldwell Jones.
Speaking of putting on a show of Jordan and also Jerome Kersey, Michael is still putting on a show. He had 45 in the Chicago win over Seattle tonight.
Ainge hits it from long distance. He was another performer at All-Star Saturday in the long distance shootout.
Yeah, but he was a jump shooter. Had trouble with that three-pointer shooting that jump shot.
Celtics by 5 now. 5 minutes to go in the quarter. Vandeweghe missing. Rebound, Clyde Drexler. Neal fouled by Caldwell Jones on the turnaround attempt on the right baseline. It's 57-54 Celtics, 4:41 to go in the quarter. 5 team fouls. Celtics are in the penalty, and that was the 3rd team foul against Portland.
2 shots for
Neal was in the act of shooting.
Talking to Dennis Johnson before the game, Dennis is shooting up somewhere around 44%, and the guys tease him about it, and he said, hey, you guys have to understand something. He said, all of those championships teams that I was on, I was only shooting around 42%. He said, so I don't go out and shoot before the games anymore. He said, I'm trying to get my percentage down.
Neal rattles a couple of free throws in to have 19 points on his total now, leading all scorers in the game. Vandeweghe and Drexler have 11 each. Celtics 59, Blazers 54. And to Johnson, jump hook over Parrish.
Now he got open because there was a good screen set on him, which enabled him to get the position low. They screened Robert Parrish, enabling Johnson to get that good low position.
And Johnson, we talk about his high field goal percentage. He's 6 out of 7 tonight for 15 points. Shot clock down to 11 away on the foul. On Johnson as Parrish moves to the hoop.
He's done a good job of learning not to get in foul difficulty. He's had a problem like that before, as we have a 20-second timeout, and he's doing a much better job of keeping himself in the ball games.
4:09 to go in the quarter. It's only a 20-second timeout, and the Celtics have a 3-point lead, 59-56. Hope you'll stay with us at halftime for the Prudential Sports Update. Charlie Neal will be in our studios in Atlanta. Going to have a feature on Sam Bowie. As a matter of fact, the man who interviews Sam Bowie, our own Bill Russell, talking to the big guy.
I saw Sam before the game, Bob, and he said the leg feels very good, but I also saw the leg, and he said he still has a problem with it puffing up on him, and I would not want my leg looking like that. Now watch this play, how he got the low position on Johnson. You see, coming in right here, the screen was set by Clyde Drexler on Robert Parrish, enabling Johnson to get down on the block real low. So that was a good play by Drexler. So we're back to live action.
Bird against Vandeweghe. Gets help from Drexler, but there's what Bird does so well. He finds the open man. Drexler left Johnson to double team. Bird immediately saw Dennis Johnson. He hit it from 16 feet.
That's like a license to steal when you go and double Larry Bird. He's going to find the open man probably 95% of the time.
A lot of time, because some teams, when you look at the Boston lineup, here's Johnson with a jump hook. Gets his own rebound. He's going to put it back up. But look at the rebounding power of the Trailblazers. They've got 18 on the shot clock. They kept getting a new one, of course. Dennis Johnson playing the good D. Paxson running and shooting. Missing. Tip in Drexler.
Well, that was just an awesome display of tenacity on the part of the Portland Trailblazers, giving themselves all of those opportunities to finally get it down and score.
Bird gets hammered as he drives. I think that's Steve Johnson. It is. That's his second foul. What I was talking about, a lot of teams have a substitute here. Paxson goes out and Porter comes in. Take a look at this replay first.
Well, we'll watch the tenacity on the defense. This is about the 5th time they've tried it. Paxson misses, and Drexler sneaks right inside as Dennis Johnson didn't screen him off the board that time. But that was because there was some good ball movement, and Dennis was going over to try and help.
Bird misses the front end of the free throw. Very rare, as he is second in the league in free throws at 91%. Misses them both. You won't see that more than a couple of times this season. 3:05 to go in the quarter.
If that. I can see you too, Bob. He didn't like that at all.
It'll belong to the Celtics. I was making a point about Dennis Johnson. The Celtics have a timeout here very quickly because 4 of the 5 starters score so well for Boston. Often they drop off Dennis Johnson to double team the man with the ball. But then what happens? Johnson scores. This program authorized under rights granted by the National Basketball Association solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
And they start the fans young in Portland.
You know, this is the longest consecutive sellout string in any professional sport here. 425 consecutive sellouts in Portland. And they have a good product. Trailblazers are interested. 3-point Celtics lead, 2:41 to go in the quarter. McHale.
21 already for McHale with limited playing time here in the second period, but he had 15 in the first quarter.
Vandeweghe. This is the reverse, but there's Steve Johnson, and he'll go to the line. And check that, it's 426 consecutive sellouts here. This is the 426th.
That's third on Robert Parrish. There's Kiki with a good drive to the hoop. Robert comes over to help out. Nice spin move. I mean, reverse move. It doesn't go in, but Johnson, who was left open because Parrish had to go and help on the penetration, was the man who did the damage. And you see that happen so often, and that's why coaches love to have a player who can penetrate the opposing team's defense.
Steve Johnson converts the 3-point opportunity, and the Boston Celtics lead by 2 with 2:18 to go in quarter number 2.
They're probably going to get Robert Parrish out of the game with 3 fouls. Casey doesn't want him picking up that 4th one here in the first half.
Bird banks it off the glass as he got the nice screen out high. Celtics back by 4 now. Celtics ball, and the fans wanted a foul there as Kiki Vandeweghe was hit pretty hard by Bird away from the ball.
Well, after the play was over, Larry just put a hand right on the back of Kiki and gave him a shove. They were having a little banging going on. Obviously, Larry wasn't pleased with what had transpired prior to that pass inside that went awry.
Ainge driving and scoring.
That was a tough shot by Danny Ainge. He got hit pretty good going to his left, had to come back to shoot it with his right hand, and shot it on the line drive, and he has a chance to complete a 3-point opportunity as Jerome Kersey comes back in.
Vandeweghe got the foul. There's Jerome Kersey, number 25, back in the ballgame. That was Vandeweghe's first personal foul. Ainge gets one and converts the 3-point opportunity. 67-61 Celtics.
Well, he just increased his lead over Larry Bird in the free throw derby, with Larry missing those prior to and traveling.
There's a nice move by Terry Porter with an extra step thrown in. That's a full moon, Friday the 13th. Anything can happen.
Do some strange things on these evenings.
Bird against Vandeweghe. To Johnson, who was coming off a baseline screen, but Drexler was there to force Johnson to change his shot. Celtics are up by 7 now. They're up by 2 just moments ago. For 3, Vandeweghe. In and out. Kersey had a man open, didn't go, and Kersey is hammered to the floor by Dennis Johnson. He's all right.
Kersey goes to the basket with some great authority on this one, puts a lot of power into it. DJ reaches out, grabs him down by the lower part of the arm, catches him, and just yanks him back as he was going to try and go in for the jam.
Brought some booze out of